You're not a travel agent?
He's not a travel agent.
Hi, I'm not a travel agent, but as an avid Disney Parks fan, I love sharing my favorite tips and tricks about visiting the most magical place on Earth. It's always fun to be able to enjoy a trip to Disney World with people who love to share in the same emotions and experiences that you get when visiting the park together. But depending on how many you travel with, it will greatly impact how that experience is shared amongst the group. Some groups may get on one ride and ride together, then maybe get on another ride and may be asked to either split up their group or asked to accompany a stranger to be able to fill out the ride experience. This isn't a huge deal for most vacationers other than maybe making it a little bit awkward. But now that my brother works for Disney World as an attractions cast member himself, he's been able to provide me with some pretty good insight as to how Disney pushes the maximum amount of people onto rides to keep them wait times to a minimum. And the thing is, we might have found the perfect number of people to go to Disney World with so that your party will never be split up.
Every smile, spark of light, a tale we'll always share. Magic in the air tonight, it's everywhere.
For those of you who are new here, hi, I'm Nathan and this is the Magic Zoo Crew. We make Disney content about tips and tricks on how to have the most fun on your vacation. Before we get started, let me know down in the comments section how many people you think is perfect to travel to Disney World with, and we'll see how close we get at the end. Disney World is one of the best amusement parks in the world. Not necessarily because they have the best rides or because they have the most groundbreaking effects, but because of their staff. The Disney cast member is trained to be efficient, charming, and amiable whenever you're at Walt Disney World. And this is exceptionally true when riding all the numerous rides on Disney property as well. And one thing they pride themselves on is not splitting up your party if at all possible. But sometimes there isn't always an even fit. And to make wait times as short as possible for everybody, there may be times where a cast member may ask if you're comfortable with splitting your group up in order to fill in all available space on an attraction. But it isn't just on rides. Transportation has to take this kind of stuff into effect too, like on the Disney buses or on the Skyliner. So with all that being said, what's the perfect amount of people to have in your party at Disney World to give you the least likely chance of a stranger being grafted into your ride experience or you guys being asked to split up? We think we have the answer. Let's start with the simplest possibility, going alone. Solo trips to Disney World are great for a lot of people and they come with a lot of benefits. For one, any attraction with a single rider queue will almost always have a shorter wait time than the standard standby prediction. And even if there isn't, there's some rides that you can experience all by yourself without having to share the ride space with another occupant. For example, Space Mountain over in Magic Kingdom has a train of single-seat ride vehicles that only one rider will fit in at a time. On Astro Orbiter, those rockets are made for two, but are perfectly suitable for just one, and are not prone to being filled to the brim for occupancy. The other aerial carousels in Magic Kingdom, like Dumbo or Magic Carpet's a PB Blaster, also have the option of your own private ride vehicle when the wait time allows for it. But the leftover wasted space is usually a lot more, which for a single rider is great, I guess. So that's only a few rides that really can accommodate a single rider really well. Everything else you'll likely have to fill in space next to a stranger, which can be awkward for the both of you. So what if there's two of you? Bringing a special someone with you to Disney World, whether it's a sibling, a spouse, or a BFF, can elevate your experience in the park tremendously. And the good news is a lot of rides in Disney World are made to accommodate sets of two people in the ride vehicles, especially on the thrill rides. Slinky Dog Dash, Expedition Everest, Cosmic Rewind, Haunted Mansion, Buzz Lightyear. But not all rides are so even like this. For one, Test Track over in Epcot and Dinosaur over in Animal Kingdom, before it was closed to become what will definitely be Indiana Jones, each sit 3 across. Other examples are Living with the Land, It's a Small World, and Pirates of the Caribbean, which are all boat rides with bench seats that sit 3 or 4 across, meaning that a set of 2 might be set with somebody else. Okay, that's easy, just bring 3 people instead. And doing this takes a step forward while also taking 2 steps back. Now you have enough to adequately fill in those bench seat rides, but now you're uneven for a lot of the more popular rides like Rock and Roller Coaster and Seven Dwarfs Mine Train, meaning one of you will have to share that seat with someone else and won't get to be with your friends. The ultimate third wheel. Well then how about 4? 2 couples or a set of parents with 2 kids is an incredibly common party number. Well, now we have the same issue that we had with 2. You'll have accessibility to most of the popular rides without disruption of the group, but on them bench seat rides, you'll have someone sitting with other people. Same goes with 5 people too. But what about 6? 6 just might be our golden number. It's divisible by both 2 and 3, which means there's no compromise between thrill rides or slow and steady bench seat ride. Plus, even rides like Space Mountain that fit 1 person at a time actually have a train of cars that is 6 in a row, making room for the entire party. 6 is also what's needed for a full crew on Millennium Falcon Smuggler's Run. It also doesn't disrupt mass seating attractions like Star Tours or Tower of Terror, where there's already going to be a lot of people on this ride anyway. In fact, the only attractions that get disrupted with this amount of people is Rise of the Resistance, which has bench seats that sit 4 across, Mission Space, which also seats 4 at a time, and Kali River Rapids, which seats 12 at a time. That's like 3 attractions out of the almost 60 in the entirety of the parks. And even smaller kid rides like Mad Tea Party or Alien Swirling Saucers can have the group split between 2 or 3 ride vehicles without compromising the group. But a party of 4 really only misses out on Test Track. All the other bench seat rides like Three Caballeros or Frozen Ever After can sit 4 across. Heck, you can even ride Smuggler's Run with just 4 people if it's not too terribly busy, and the worst is you'll just lose out on a roll or 2 in your flight group. So which is better, 4 or 6? While 4 seems to be less prohibitive on the ride front, there's one thing we haven't considered yet: transportation. There's several methods of getting around the Disney parks. And while most of them are built to handle a lot of people, making ride party numbers almost negligible, there's a few things we need to consider to make one of these numbers come out ahead. The first thing we need to block out, though, is those Disney buses. Whether it's 4 or 6 or 10 of you, you're all getting on that bus with a bunch of strangers at peak travel times. It's going to be packed, as full as it can be, as you're all carted like cattle back to the resort. So the party number isn't really going to matter much here. Same thing goes for the boats. But what about minivans? For those unaware, a minivan is a car. It has its driver and a passenger seat and the back, which is reserved for you guys. Most minivans are designed to take up to 6 passengers at once. 1 up front with the driver, 2 in the middle row, and 3 in the back. This, of course, is easier if everyone in your party isn't adult-sized, or if there isn't a lot of excess baggage like luggage or merch that you got from all the places you just visited. And it's a private ride anyway, so there's no strangers to worry about other than the driver. So that's kind of a tie for both 6 and 4, right? Well, kinda. I'm giving this one the edge to parties of 4. Because it's private, they'll fit better, and they'll have more space in the bag for their stuff and things while they travel. Well, what about the monorail or the Skyliner? And here's where things get interesting. At peak travel times, those get filled up too. So it comes down to which party takes up more cabin space, lessening the opportunity for strangers to join. And the obvious answer for that is 6. 6 people take up more space than 4 people. And when those travel attendants are asking folks to fill in all available space, the 6 people are going to have less strangers with them than the 4 people. So, looks like we got it. The best number of people to go to Disney World with is 6. Now all that's left to do is to find 6 people who can all afford to go to Disney World together. Tell me in the comments if this is your preferred travel party or if there's something that I forgot to consider. And if you like what you saw in this video, YouTube thinks you'll like this video even more. So why don't you give it a shot and see if it's right? And always remember, stay magical, because otherwise, what's the point?